Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm KingofDragons 5000 and today I have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Chewbacca. Chewbacca returns to the Dragon Den with this brand new action figure by Hasbro. Although we have had a look at Chewbacca in the past, I really do like the updates that Hasbro gave Chewie. Chewbacca's one and only accessory is going to be his bowcaster. As we take a closer look at Chewbacca, I'm really loving all the updates that Hasbro gave this Wookiee. At first glances it does appear to be the exact same figure we saw in the past, but it is a brand new figure. The head sculpt on Chewbacca is actually going to be very good, and I think it's the best one Hasbro has made to date. I'm really loving the paint job on Chewbacca's head, as it's pretty accurate to what we saw in A New Hope. The eyes are painted very well, and I really do like the fact they painted his nose this really dark gray. Chewie's head is going to be cast in this brown plastic with some really nice black highlights. And Hasbro did a great job transitioning the brown fur going into the black fur on the back of his head. The sculpted fur on Chewbacca's body is going to be very well made, as it's very sharp and very crisp compared to the other sculpts we had a look at in the past. The upper part of his body is going to be that darker fur, which is pretty accurate to what we saw in the movie, and then his lower fur is going to be that really nice brown. Around his shoulder he is going to be wearing his bandolier, which looks really good, and I love the detail work in the sculpt and the paint applications. And unlike previous Chewbacca figures in the past, this one is actually pegged in and glued down. Chewbacca's arms are going to continue that very impressive sculpt work, and it is still just as sharp as his body. His shoulders are going to be that darker color as it goes down to the brown fur all the way down to his hands. And Chewbacca's fingers are going to be painted very well in this really nice gray. As we have a look at his legs, just like with the rest of his body, the fur is sculpted very well. The sculpted work is very good and very clean, and I really do like the paint job on his legs. From the top of his legs going all the way down to his knees, you can see this really nice darker color as it transitions into the brown going down his legs. And then we get down to his Sasquatch-like feet, which have some really nice sculpt, however it is reused from older Chewbacca figures. Overall, Chewbacca is going to have a lot of good details with this brand new sculpt, making it very crisp and very clean, and the paint job on him is done exceptionally well. The gradations from the lighter fur to the darker fur back down to that brown is done exceptionally well, even by Hasbro standards. With the paint and details out of the way, let's compare Chewbacca to our usual suspects. As he is a Wookie Warrior, Chewbacca is actually going to be a rather tall figure. He will be taller than most domestic figures and much taller than 1/12 scaled figures, including Star Wars Black Series. Chewbacca is going to have a double ball joint in his head, butterfly joints in his shoulders, arms hinge out to the side and do a full 360. He will have a hinge and swivel at the elbow. He has a ball joint in his wrist. Chewbacca is going to have a double ball joint in his waist. His legs will kick forward, go back, out to the side, and rotate on the ball joint. He will have a hinge and swivel at his knee, a swivel in his foot, a hinge in the ankle, and forward-facing pin for rocker. The last time we had a look at a Chewbacca figure was in 2020 with the Amazon exclusive version that came with C-3PO. It's not that that previous figure was bad, it's that this figure is just much better in a lot of ways. The head sculpt on this version of Chewbacca is probably the most accurate we've seen, and it looks very much like the character we saw on screen. And the paint job on this Chewbacca is much better than that previous figure, as the gradation from the lights to the darks is much better. It also helps that the sculpt on his fur is done much better, and it is brand new as nothing is reused on this Chewbacca other than his feet. And with a lot of parts of his fur being cast in softer plastic, it does get out of the way to help with articulation. Add to it, the engineering on this Chewbacca is done much better, as a lot of his joints afford more articulation than previous versions. And his height still reflects what we saw on screen, as he's much taller than other Star Wars figures. At the time I'm making this video, Chewbacca is starting to hit stores like Walmart and Target, as well as online retail such as Amazon. I did pick up my Chewbacca from Amazon for about $24, which is the average price for Star Wars figures. If you're a fan of A New Hope or just need a brand new Chewbacca with updated articulation in your collection, this is the version to pick up. So with that being said, thank you for watching another video here on the Dragon Den. But before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my Star Wars videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragon Knights coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000, reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.